it's Robin again from the Artsy Nest Studio. I told you I'd be back to finish up. I had the first part showing my journals and my sketchbooks from 2016, and now I have the rest of them. I did show you one of my watercolor journals that's pretty much the same as this. This, I think, though, I started out for a project, a class, I'm sorry, with Lisa how do you say her name? Congdon on Creative Bug, which, by the way, I do have to put a plug in here. I love that place. $4.99 a month, and you can just take so many classes. But anyway, yeah, this was just a little class she had on some doodling and just some coloring and, you know, just playing around, making marks. There was a few other classes I did and started out in here. And see, look at that's the rest of it. If I start a new class, I'll just pick up right here and keep going. This is nice paper in here. I got this at, I believe, Walmart, and it's made by Capella. Has this nice elastic strap on here. Hold it shut. I would love to have it filled and chunky and full of just, you know, my paintings, drawings, doodles, whatever. Okay. Here's the book. This was a novel. I can't even see what the name of it was. I colored over it. I guess it does. Escape. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but here's a few of the things. This is for a class I did with Lynn Whipple called Wordplay. And this was my favorite. I don't know if you can see it real well. Which way am I going? My daughter's go that way?
Right there.
No, that there.
That's good.
My daughter's helping me.
Beautiful.
Oh, you should have seen us. We even did a video by mistake.
We should put that at the end.
Oh,
like
some
bloopers.
of the outtakes?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be
and
funny.
then my nose.
There, yeah. And your cave.
Draw a picture of that.
Some bats in the cave too, you know?
No.
Anyway, so, you know, there's something. And this is, you know what I would do? I would just jump from one project to the next. I would take a class. Sometimes I would finish it. Sometimes I would get tired of it. And I'd say, you know what? I'll work on that class later. But it's all art. That's the way that someone explained it. And I thought, you know, let's try that. Just do art, whatever art means to you. And some days that would mean just looking through a magazine and saying, you know, these colors on these blankets or pillows would really look neat together. I could do a color palette out of all these. So some days just cutting some pictures out of a magazine. That's art. You're using that side of your brain, which I can't now for the life of me remember if it's right or left. But you're using that artsy side of your brain. You're being creative. You're thinking. And it's you're quieting your soul to speak, you know, so to speak. And that's what art's all about. So anyways, there's that. I have a few books that I've reinvented. Now this I bought a moleskin, which I like just for the very heavy paper. It'll take just about anything. I've really only done a few. Did I do that one? Okay, I don't know if I did that upside down or what, but let's see. I started out just doing, yeah, that was upside down. So the last page I did, or last spread I did upside down. So I just started putting some color down on pages thinking I'll go back to that, but it takes that white space away, that intimidating white space. And I worked on that, and I like this one. It almost looks like a dream catcher, even though that wasn't what I was going for. But that's just a punched out. Yeah, it's coming out though. I might have to re-glue. And I also forgot to, a hint for you, when you have heavy acrylics especially, they like to stick together. So they say to take some wax, just an old candle that you have laying around, and put some wax on the pages and they don't stick together. I was just experimenting, and that's another part of it, just experimenting. I had extra paint left over from a painting I did, And there again, I like this reverse stenciling, where you put the color down, then you lay the stencil down, get a baby wipe. Sometimes if the paint starts to dry, you can use a little bit of alcohol on the baby wipe, and then just start rubbing the stencil and the color comes out. And I like that look sometimes a lot better than actually putting the paint on through the stencil. So, and this was just, I had done a bunch of colors, and then I blobbed a bunch of white gesso on and just kind of dug through it and was playing around. And there, this is that one that I did upside down. Have fun, just play and go. So, see, look how many pages I still have in here. I'll have to get busy and work on that. It seems like I fell into a pattern of doing a lot of watercolor for a while, and because I love watercolor. Here's another one I started out with water. See, this is what I mean, watercolor. I just drew the designs, and when you do a very faint wash, I just love that there's white left over, and some of it goes past the line a little bit. But I like that look. I don't know what it is about it. Oh, there's a donut. I had to give my try. I saw donuts everywhere, especially the ones with sprinkles.
That looks like the Simpsons one.
Does it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it looks exactly like the Simpson one that Homer always eats.
I don't watch The Simpsons. You do.
Well, no, it looks identical. You done good, soldier.
Okay. I did good. And then I did some flowers. Let's see, another. I was going for that splattered look. I like this. I did this drawing in here, and then I wanted to do some filling in here. So I just made shapes, and it almost looked like there's a stencil there. And I didn't do a lot of it, but there's my Prada again. There was a drawing I did of the Prada. No, it was a label. Remember I said my husband had gotten me some for Christmas, and it was $100 a bottle. And I was very excited to find out that our local Ulta store sells a bottle just a hair smaller for only $38. So that's always a plus. Here I was copying, just looking at the Caran d'Ache, the crayons, watercolor crayons up there. Anyway, thought I'd make that label. Well, there's a birdie in the rain. Just a bunch of color blocking I was doing. Leaves that I started, never finished. And there again, see, I love that look of you leave the white space here and there. You know, sometimes it floats outside of the lines a little bit, and that's what has drawn me to watercoloring. Then I thought, you know what, I love some of these, they're almost cartoonish, but the urban landscapes, and so I did one day, and I mean, this is really, truly not trying. I saw a picture somewhere. I thought, well, I'll try to draw that. Now, this is with no pencil. It's just a very fine point, the Micron. Sakura makes it, I believe, yeah. And marker. And I did that, so there would be no erasing. I mean, I made a mark, that was it. And I like that too. Why is it? I like that kind of art. It's kind of sloppy, you know. This same thing, I thought, you know, I really should be doing something like this every day, just practicing. And so, yeah, you see how far that got. I have, what, 2 pages? That was that. So there's another. And here's another one I got. I was going to see these both. I haven't done anything with the covers. But I will. I promise I will. This, just a picture of some flowers, and I actually was working with the Pitt pens. I love those. Did that there. Oh, look at now. Really, that's a bad day. I was just having a bad day. A dog, kitty cats. That never got colored in. That I was playing around with colors for October, and things are never in order. That I love that. Again, That's what I was going for, that look where you have the white spaces left and it bleeds out of the lines. I did a little splattering on there and just some doodling here. And then I tried that again, and I tried doing some brush lettering, which I definitely have to practice. But let's see. And in fact, yeah, I did that on some watercolor paper and cut it out and pasted it in here so I'd have it together. Just some sketching, just more sketching, faces. Oh, there's Christmas stuff, but faces. I don't like to go for realistic faces, but then sometimes the faces that I try to do are too alienish or whatever. I enjoy doing this. I want to do more of this. It's collage, but I just put some collaged pieces of, pattern paper, like scrapbook paper in there, and left blank spaces. And so the blank spaces I filled in with geometric designs. And I like that look. I like that style of art, and I think I'm going to be practicing that more this year. Here's another one, just an example of a bunch of words I colored in with, let me look here. I don't know, I can't tell if that was watercolor pencil or marker. It's hard to tell. There's that. More doodling. This was fun. This was a class with Elisa Burke. And it was a section of a class. And it was just to make splatters of watercolor and then look at them and make them look like birds. So I'm like, here, this one looked like a front-facing bird. This one looked like facing to the left, facing to the right, you know. And it's just a lot of fun. It gets your imagination and your art wheels turning in your head, and that's always a good thing. This, I show it even though I don't like it, but sketching, doodling. This was, someone was doing something online. It was the names of God, and this was the first one, Jehovah Jireh, which is the God that provides. And I just did a little watercolor painting of that. Trying out my paints, my watercolor paints that I'd gotten, and I can't remember the name of them now. They're Japanese. They're too far away for me to grab, so that's okay.
What do you need?
That's all right. I'm sure I'll name them at some point. Was practicing for Christmas, and look at, I made a mess. But that's, that happens so many times. I will do something and then get paint somewhere on my arm here and then smear it. I just did kind of you can't really say abstract, but a very primitive church in the dark with the moon. This I watercolored on some other paper and then cut it apart and glued it in here. I kind of like that look. Here's another bird. Yeah, and when going for the splatter look, I guess I probably should have practiced first on a piece of scrap paper, because they came out very big and blobby instead of fine splatters. But trial and error. This, I have never shown this to anybody else. A little bit ashamed of it. It's Frida Kahlo. I just thought I would try my hand at her since so many people draw her. She has this distinct look that I just couldn't capture. I don't know what it is. I got the bushy eyebrows, which she has, and everybody accentuates them in some form or another, especially when they're doing a cartoon or caricature of her. But the unibrow there, a great artist though, and a character too. I was reading up on her a little bit. But that was my version, and I'm not too proud of it, but I'll try again sometime. Anyway, doodling, color blocks that I was supposed to be filling in with other shapes. This is really weird. I don't even know what that was. Probably a late night after I took my sleeping medicine picture. I am me. She looks like a jukebox. I don't know. I can't explain it.
I am me.
No,
It looks like an oven or a dishwasher.
I am not just a misfit.
Don't start singing that. Remember, you'll get copyright.
Oh, I can't do that. Sorry.
Triggered.
Yeah. Doodles. Let's see. Trying out my Winsor Newton. I was mixing them because I cannot find a good, say, a deep barn red that I wanted for my primitive Christmas paintings that I was going to do. And I just couldn't get it. These greens, I like the mossy green here. I like that mustardy yellow. Any of the blues and greens down here, the turquoise, loved it. But could not find a red that I liked, no matter how strong I went, it just didn't matter what I did to it. It just didn't happen. That was actually a picture that I drew just playing around. And I thought, you know what? It's part of my sketching. So I watercolored it and stuck it in here. I sold some paintings of these sketches. And these are the original sketches. There's that one, and then there was this little girl. I like that face. That's kind of my style that I've chosen for these little characters. It's hard to make them exactly alike every time, but I think they were pretty similar. And then there's the moon. I love the moon. Here are some of my little couple woodsy, there's a penguin, an owl, bear, stocking, some mistletoe and holly, and a funky little Christmas tree, and lettering, whatnot. And I never got around. I just got busy with other things, and I never got around to doing anything with them. I had wanted to make printables that you could purchase, and I just didn't do that. Here, again, I made the mistake. Let's see, I wrote, do not erase after painting. And that's what it did. It spread that around. And so, we learn from our mistakes. But I was going to do a whole page of mittens, different styles and whatnot. And, well, I actually completed more pages in this one than the other ones. I've got to see the time on this. Ooh. I might have to close this one out and just come back and do another video doing the last few of my books. So I will see you then. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, if you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe. Okay, see you later. Oh, wait, I gotta turn it off first.